to Soul Symbols. My name is Shelley. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Happy Sunday. I'm sorry this video is getting posted a little bit late this week. As I posted on my Instagram, I'm feeling a little bit tired. I mean, I read tarot and as a side kind of non-profit kind of thing, so I don't make any profit from my my YouTube or my tarot videos. So there are some weeks that I am a little bit tired. I have a day job, so I get a little worn out, but I definitely try to produce and post them on a regular schedule. The last couple of weeks have been a little bit late, but I appreciate everyone's patience. It does not need to be the week of November 27th through December 4th in order for the messages to resonate. If you come across this video at any time, there may be messages contained. All of my videos are what we consider universal, which means if you come across this message at any time, there might be little nuggets of information contained for you. So really, I always like to kind of scroll through a video and stop and see if there's some kind of message that's contained. But however you like to do it, it does not need to be the dates that are specified in the timestamp of the video in order for it to resonate. So as there's a saying in card reading, we always say, take what resonates and leave the rest. If you feel like a message is not resonating, you do not need to take it. It might be meant for someone else or at a different, or for you at a different time. So definitely there's a fluidity about, new age kind of messages. And definitely, it's funny, I like to pull up my YouTube suggestions, and whatever video is listed at the top of them tends to be a very strong, there does tend to be a nugget of information contained. So, but however you do it, if you're really into New Age, if you're not really into New Age, I'd say follow your intuition. Your intuition is never wrong. But all right, guys, I appreciate everyone's patience. Just one other quick disclaimer. The weekly energy card readings will be going away after December 25th, 2021. I'm going to stop doing the weekly card readings. Actually, for the month of January 2022, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a sabbatical. I'm going to be taking some time off to regenerate. It really has been about 2.5 years that I've been doing these readings, and again, I make no profit from it. It is just something that I do in my free time to help others and also to help myself. I'm very blessed to channel into your energy and to give these readings, but I do think that I need some time off just to kind of regenerate, to kind of take some time to recoup and just kind of breathe and reconnect. So I really appreciate that. There will be no posting of any videos for any of my channels in the month of January 2022. So just an announcement of that. This will be going away after December 25th, 2021. And but I am still going to be around under Soul Symbols. So I will still be posting videos. So no worries about that. I'm still here. I'm not going completely away, but I just want to give everyone a heads up. All right, so as usual, we have 3 decks. I like to keep my decks in rotation, and actually this reading, you have 3 of my most beloved decks. I'm not kidding. Other than my Morgan Greer, these 3 are like my most used decks, and I'll just put out a warning. Deck 3, I really can lament on Jane Austen, so I'm going to try to keep this brief. I'm going to try to keep all of the readings brief, but the first deck we have is the, oh gosh, it's terrible. I'm sorry, I've had such a long week. All of the names and the authors of the decks that I use are in the description box, but this is the, if you go ahead and look at it, I'm sorry, I'll put the name up on the screen, but on top of it we have a beautiful green fluorite. And I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank, guys. I'm serious. It's been a really long week. I've been really tired. I slept in really late today, and I apologize. I debated whether or not to even post this reading because I was a little low energy. But, it's funny. What is it? Mercury is opposing my Mars. So that might be an indicator. But it's not the slow tarot. It is, I'll put the name on the screen, but on top of it we have a beautiful blue fluorite, green fluorite. The second deck is the Star Seeker Tarot by the Van Mystic that I did not need to I did not need to access my channel of memory. And on top of it we have this is actually the first stone that I've ever bought. I bought this back in the 90s, which is by today's standards back in the day. But it's the first stone I ever bought for, and I honestly believe that it's an amethyst. I don't think it has like a very purple tinge to it. I don't think it's a quartz. I think it's a double point amethyst. And I bought this from a beautiful store in the state in which I live, and it was the first stone that I ever bought for my tarot cards, so it has a great significance. The other thing is deck number 2, the Star Seeker Tarot. I actually did a walkthrough here on my channel, so if you like the deck, please feel free to check out the playlists on my channel, because that's there. It's a complete flip through of this entire deck, and it's a beautiful deck. You can see it's a thicker cardstock, and it actually stands a little taller than the other decks, and because it's beautifully made, and the images are really gorgeous. But this is an Etsy deck, and it's really, really beautiful. Now the last deck is it's a vintage deck. It's no longer in print. It's printed by the publisher Los Garbo, but it is the Jane Austen Tarot. And on top of it we have a beautiful organic double pearl that I actually purchased at the beach. So again, this is an epic read because all 3 decks are really, really like vibing with me. But I decided to go ahead and clarify this week, because this reading was supposed to be filmed like a few days ago, back before Thanksgiving, and again, you know, just with my daily life, I've been a little exhausted. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna, you know, apply the label as it pertains, as I've been tired. But to clarify, I was really drawn to use characteristic kind of cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clarify using, this week I was really drawn to say, is there someone who is an ally, someone who is helping you? And we have 2 decks, and normally it's 1 deck. This week it's going to be 2 decks. And the first deck is the Archetype cards by Carrie and Myss. And on top of it we have a beautiful, this is a jasper stone, but it's like a mixture of the different colors, and it's in a horse. It's very Sagittarian, but it's also very just freedom based. But that's a jasper stone, which really talks about, like, you know, no restraints. So we're going to talk about an ally. This week we're going to talk about an ally who is around you. This is not yourself. This is going to be someone outside of yourself that is a person that's helping you. And then we're going to utilize the second deck. We're going to use the Who Are They deck, and again, all the names in the description box. We also have a beautiful golden kind of jasper stone that's on top. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull 2 cards from this deck and 1 card from this deck to see who is helping you this week. And again, I follow what my Rice Krispies tell me to do, and my Rice Krispies are telling me to do that. But enough blabbing. I will go ahead and let you choose your deck. I will, if you need more time, please pause the video, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. So deck number 1, we're going to go ahead and pull out the cards. So deck number 1, what is your energy for the week? You know, this is kind of ironic, and we'll get into this. Oh my God. This is a little bit crazy because deck number 1, I think I know who you are. I'm not laughing. This is not funny. Wow, this is different. This is different, deck number one. I'm sorry, it's not funny. Oh my god. Alright, just for the record, the King of Wands and Judgment's trying to come out for deck number one, so I honestly think I know who you are. I know you, deck number one. But that's not, you know, that's not calling anyone out, but this is just interesting. Sorry, guys. All right. All right. So second deck. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to giggle. It's kind of ironic. Alright, I'm definitely getting some clear messages. And again, I'm going to kind of keep this kind of short. I'm sorry. Again, I've had kind of a long week, so if I sound a little out of it, I apologize. But beginning of the week, deck number one, we definitely have the Six of Wands underneath. We have Justice in the reverse. So what I'm getting is, I know this sounds a little bit funny, but I really get the sense like you are getting some acclaim, like you're getting some attention at the beginning of the week, and I get the feeling like it's Monday, and not because I'm putting the video out late. But I get the sense that it's kind of like a workplace thing, or your 9 to 5, Monday through Friday kind of vibe. Because I'm getting the sense that you're getting a lot of like accolades, or you're getting a lot of attention for something that might have been a little bit, you know, it's funny, I have a term that I always like to say, above board. Above board is like if you disagree with something and you tell someone, okay, I disagree with this for this reason. And it's funny, you know, I don't, you know, several other astrologers, not even astrologers, card readers that I watch here on YouTube, they talk a lot about like ghosting, and they talk about like sneaking away from people or doing things. I always believe, and maybe it's because I'm a sun sign Libra conjunct my Pluto, and it squares like a whole ton of Cancer in my chart. I believe that if you disagree with someone, do it to their face. Never do it behind anyone's back. You know, if you disagree with someone, if you tell them the reason why, no one is going to hate you for telling you, you know, for telling the truth. There's always a saying that says the truth will set you free. But here I'm getting kind of the opposition of that. And if it's your energy, I'm not faulting anyone for that. But basically, I feel like you're getting a lot of attention. You're getting a lot of praise at the beginning of the week. It's almost like you're the man, you're the woman. Congratulations, you're the best. You know, I'm hearing that song, you're the best around. No one can ever take you down. And oh my God, is that a Karate Kid song? I will post the video link in the description box below. But what I'm getting is that you're almost shying away from this attention because it might have been a underboard, like it's not above board. Like maybe, and I hate to say it this way, maybe, and if this is not your energy, it might be the energy of someone else who's doing this to you, where someone is getting attention, they're getting praise, they're getting accolades for your ideas, or they're getting praise for something that was not above board, something that was a little bit sketchy. And you feel like someone is catching on, like you see these little ripples in justice, like, you know, like you think of a rock hitting water, you know, there's a ripple effect. And the other thing is, if you, and I hate to say it this way, but if you took someone else's idea, or if you're getting praise or accolades for something else, for work someone else did, there is a karmic response to that, and that is justice. And I'm sorry, I'm Libra conjunct Pluto in my own astrological chart. I don't completely understand the way the universe works. I try to tune in and channel in. I try to be a student of those principles, like, you know, like you've heard of Murphy's Law, or have you heard of karma and dogma? You know, we could all benefit from studying all of those principles, but it's a ripple effect. You throw a rock into the water of the way the universe works, and it's a little bit, I'll say it's a little bit, it's hard to get a grasp on because the universe can speak to many different people, right? You know, you're not the first one to have an idea about something, but the problem is if you kind of pick up the idea from someone else, it's like a big universal think tank. If you pick up the idea from someone else and run with it, and you don't give that other person credit for it, sometimes there's karma involved, right? But that's what I'm kind of seeing. I'm seeing kind of at the beginning of the week, you might have run with an idea that might have been sparked by someone else. And okay, I'm an English major, so I'm just gonna kind of say it. Cite your sources. Cite your sources. You know, if you read an article from someone that gave you all of the data that you're presenting to other freaking people, let them know. You'd be like, hey, this was not all me. You know, I kind of got this information from someone else. And that will really cover your spiritual tail feathers, okay? Just to throw it out there if this is your energy. But if it's someone else's energy, you might feel a little screwed over because someone else is taking kind of your idea. And what at the beginning of the week, you see them getting like praise for an idea that was yours. Now, in the middle of the week, I'm kind of getting the feeling like you might have been the one who screwed over because by the middle of the week, I'm seeing the Seven of Swords. And then this deck, it's really kind of a beautiful card. And I think I did I do a walkthrough of this deck? You know what it was? Is it was the video that talked about all of my favorite tarot decks, and there's like 18 of them. If you want to check out that video and go to the Spacious Tarot. It's the Spacious Tarot. I'm sorry, I'm drawing such a blank. I've had a really long week. I'm really tired, guys, and I'm sorry. I know I sound so lethargic. But the Seven of Swords actually in that walkthrough was one of the cards that really spoke to me the most. You see someone standing apart, you know, you see everybody, you see all these other swords casting shadows of the straight and narrow, and that's what I hear. I hear that phrase, straight and narrow. But one person is crooked. So you might be dealing, in the middle of the week, you might be dealing with one crooked person. Everyone else that you're talking to is completely on the level. Everyone else you're talking to is completely legit. You might have one, and the Seven of Swords is that shady freaking person. I'm sorry. I don't curse in my videos. My videos are above 18, so I could curse at my heart's content. But the Seven of Swords is the cheat. It's the liar. It's someone who's kind of sneaking away for their own purposes. It's someone who smiles to your face but then frowns to your back and talks crap about you. And I hate, you know, it's funny. I've watched quite a few videos and I feel like it's a little low vibe. I don't like watching low vibe videos here on YouTube, but honestly, but the Seven of Swords is a warning sign, and when you have Justice in reverse in the same spread, Justice is a major. And moving forward, you got Strength, which is another major, which really talks about you need to buffing up your manpower against someone who's trying to take you down. And I don't like delivering those kind of messages, but in this read, you also have a Queen and you have another major, and we'll get to the end of the week and you guys are fine. Let me just tell you, you might have someone who's trying to like throw dirt on your name. Screw them. Universe got your back, and I'll just tell you that right off the gate. But this person is trying to stir up a little shit. But the other thing that I get is you got 6 swords, and swords are thoughts and they're words. You got 6 people, and I'll just come out and say it. I'm getting a strong vibe with this. Oh my God, I got chills. Not chills in a bad way. Is it possible for chills to be warm? I got this, like, it felt like a warm hug. You got 6 people who are talking about the good that you do in the middle of the week. And it's totally offsetting this one crooked person. Oh my God. Oh, Armageddon. Okay, pile 1. And the 1 really represents the magician, and we're coming into that. Pile 1, you're having a powerful week. You're having a powerful week. And all I can say is keep doing what you do. Do what you do. You know, because you do have a little bit of injustice. But what I'm seeing is one person in the beginning of the week is going to look like they're getting the limelight for the work that you've done. By the middle of the week, you have 6 people going up against the one person. It's like the tide is turning. It's like it's imbalanced. 6 against 1. This one person that kind of crowed and kind of projected your message is going to get called out. I'm hearing this very clearly. And it's going to be in kind of a public arena. And that's not to embarrass anyone, but anyone who dares to steal your ideas or try to claim that some kind of principle is theirs when you really founded that, they're in the wrong. So I do see one person being kind of called out. You see the space between this. And I'm seeing there's wands and swords. So passion and thought. Passion and thought. And there's an emotional kind of root to this. Justice. It's funny, justice is a swords card. But in this deck, it's showing as like a ripple of water of like balance. Are you guys Libra? Are you guys Libra? I'm sorry, I'm sun sign Libra. I'm not showing any preference, but Guardian of Swords is the Queen of Swords, and she is no BS. And she's also a Libra woman. She's been scorned before, and she's quick to recognize if someone's trying to pull some crap. And the funny thing is that the Queen of Swords she's not a bad character, and here we'll get into that, but beginning of the week, I do get the sense, and this might be, I'm seeing a strong, the funny thing is in this card, you know, the Magician card, you see a sword and a wand, and here we'll get into that in a minute, but I think this is fire versus air, and that's always a showdown, guys, because you can go up against an air person like Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And it's funny, a lot of fire signs like Leo and Sagittarius and Aries. And the crazy thing is that the fire signs are the originators. They're the trailblazers. They like to try first and, you know, fact check later. And when you go up against an air sign, you're about to have your facts checked. Buddy boy, you're about to have your ass handed to you, because I'm sorry, a lot of like air signs, I'm sorry, this is getting weird. I'm sorry, I've had a long week. I apologize, guys. I'm seeing a lot of like action versus thought and possibly email. But by the middle of the week, I get the strong sense, and I got chills when I said that, you have 6 people on your side. And if you can mentally go down the list of all the people who are on your side, there's one person who might be kind of talking trash or might be trying to say that an idea that you originated was theirs. And then you're going to have 6 people, and it might be included you. It might be 5 other people plus you that's saying, excuse me, let's fact check this. And it was this person's idea, not yours. And the crazy thing is that beginning of the week, it feels a little unfair. Middle of the week, there's going to be some fact checking, and you might have some people on your side. By the end of the week, this is some sophistiratchet. So I'm sorry to say why. We've got strength, and this is such a gorgeous card. The Spacious Tarot has no human elements in it. It's all natural, and I feel like it's so freaking beautiful. You see the cactus. that lives in a desert climate. It's like water in the desert, and they have water. Cactus has water inside of it, and it blooms. It blooms beautiful flowers. And look at yellow. Yellow is like sun. It's like strength. It's like hang in there, honey. You're gonna be okay. You know what I keep hearing, pile number one? I keep hearing the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. You know, someone might be stealing your idea. There might be one person that might be saying that they thought of it first. They're wrong. You have other people who are backing you up. Please do not doubt that. And underneath strength, which is a major arcana, which is like delve into the roots of your water in the desert. You know, cactus has water in the desert. It retains water in the core of the body of the plant. And you know, it's funny, there's a beautiful TikTok video that talks about, there's someone who puts like pads on top of plants, and there's a music that comes from different plants, and there's actually music that comes from cactus. And cactus retains water into the core of its body. Like, again, it's water in the desert, right? But by the end of the week, I get the sense you got the Guardian of Swords. You're standing by your truth. I do get the sense that you're a feminine watching this. You can be a masculine, and you might be in your feels, but you're manifesting. Like, you're taking whatever setback this was, someone trying to steal your idea, someone trying to tell other people, oh, I thought of this first, but all the other people are on your side and saying, no, you didn't think of this first, and you're turning this into something else. The other thing is, by the end of the week, you might be a little guarded against this person, because the Two of Swords is about water and thought. Right? There's emotions underneath the surface. In the cactus, there's water in the core of that plant. There's emotions underneath the surface. And actually, when you get into your oracle cards, oh my God, pile one. You do have someone who's trying, and you see, like in the Magician, you see a wand and a sword kind of going up against each other. This might be a fire sign, but I'm seeing quite a bit of water in this too. But by the end of the week, you're owning, you got two majors. You got strength and you got the freaking Magician. Pile one, you're owning it by the end of the week. You're like, okay, you want me to sort? You want me to source? You know what I'm getting? Showing my sources. I'm sorry, I have a degree in English, so I talk about, and this was way before, I have an English degree that's sourced before, you know, the advent of the internet. So I know how to cite my sources. If you want to prove that that I talked about something before you did, you know, come at me, bro. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of seeing that. But I do kind of see that, you know, someone might have tried to steal your idea. Someone might have tried to present your idea as theirs. And by the end of the week, you feel conflicted about it. Maybe you confided in this person, because the Two of Swords really talks about emotions. Like underneath the surface, like, damn, I trusted this person. I trusted this person. I gave this person information. I talked to them about what I was interested in, like the research that I did, and they went ahead and presented it like it was theirs. So, and the Seven of Swords is really about betrayal. But the thing is, I am getting a strong sense by the end of the week, you got 6 people who know that you presented that information under your name, not under this other person's name. So, pardon my French, but screw them. If they try to come out and say, oh, well, this was my idea. No, F you. It was not your idea. But the thing is, I get that you're very hurt. Because you see the Two of Swords, and this is someone who's blocking their heart, but you have a lot of churning emotions under the surface. But you're going to take this betrayal and be like, you're going to be like a cactus in the desert. You know what? I'm going to walk through the desert. This was my idea, and I'm going to forge forward through it. I'm going to walk through the desert. until I get to the solution of this. The other thing I get is whoever's getting praised prematurely, I'm hearing prematurely. This person is going to pretend like this was their idea, and it's going to fizzle out because it wasn't their idea and they presented it prematurely. Now, the oracle card you got is Angel, and it says to help those in need with no expectation of return. And that's what I think that you did. I think you gave to someone. You might have talked to someone and they betrayed your trust. Also, the shadow attributes we have is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others. I don't think that's you. I really don't think that's you. I think you gave information to someone that's acting. You know what? Excuse me, I got the hiccups right now, and I really feel like that's confirmation. Someone is taking the data that you fed them in confidence and treating it like it's theirs. And there's karma for that. And just for the record, the Guardian of Swords is the Queen of Swords, and she gets a bad reputation as being a little bit of a, pardon my French, but a bitch. But the funny thing is she's been screwed over enough in the past that she doesn't care anymore. She will be like, no, you want the truth? Let me give you. And I'm hearing the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. If it was your idea first and someone got that data beforehand, they're releasing it early to kind of serve their cause, and they're going to be outed. I'm seeing 6 people against 1. You told information to someone and they're going to be outed for it, and it's going to be proved that it was your information. And like water in the desert. The other thing I get is kind of towards the end of the week, you're very angelic, pile 1. Like you might have been misled. You might have given information to someone who tried to pretend like it was theirs, and by the end of the week people are going to know it wasn't. And it's probably going to be because you told that information to more than one person. You told it to the person who betrayed your trust, and then you also told it to other people, and they believed you. So you got 6 against 1. But under Angel, you got a tall person, you got elegant, and you got academic. Now, first off, I know this is crazy. I'm really getting a sense like tall is completely separate from elegant and academic. I think tall is the person who's defending you. I get a sense that someone tall is defending you, and I don't know where that's coming from. That's my Rice Krispie speaking to me, but please, I'm feeling it. There's a guardian angel here, and this person's very tall. It can be someone who's passed over, it can be someone who's living. But this person is defending you, and they're above average height. I want to say they're above 5'10". Anyone who is above 5'10" is really protecting you right now. And the other thing I get is that this person, and you know what I'm getting, is this person thinks that you're elegant and you're academic. This person's looking at you like you got class, pile 1. You are a classy pile number 1, and you are academic. Like, you know your shit. And this video is above 18, so I'm allowed to say the word shit. I make no profit from this channel, and I've only got 4 more weeks, so you know what? Screw it. But you're an academic. You know your shit. You prove your facts, and that data is yours. Someone can kind of mock you or mimic you or parrot you. This tall person knows the difference. The other thing is they think you're a class act, pile 1. You're smart. The other thing is you're smart as crap. You're smart as all get out. The other thing I get is that, you know, you might be, you see how her arms were wrapped around her? I think you're kind of shy. Like, you're not real quick to try to bring out, you're not trying to talk to, that might be why someone's stealing your ideas, is because half the time you're really kind of shy. You're not trying to come out in the world and be like, hey, I think this, you know? But you're an angel. I think one of the 6 people, and I get the sense like this is one of the 6 people. Someone really tall. And it's so cute. I get the sense like this tall person, they're a big teddy bear. I know they have kind of like a bunny hat on here, but I think someone who's like a big teddy bear, maybe, you know what I'm really getting, and this is crazy, guys, someone you've hugged before. I'm hearing the phrase, I'm sorry, like someone who's apologized to you, someone who's hugged you before. And they think that you're elegant. They think you're such a lady. This could be a boss or a friend. Someone thinks you're a class act, pile number one, and you're smart as all get out. And these ideas, what you presented was yours. And the other thing is, I get that it's half the reason that you were so shy, you didn't come out and say, this is my idea, is because you're modest. And it's almost like by the end of the week, this person's standing up for you. If someone tried to come out and say, hey, this is my idea, this other person's like, no, it was this other person's idea. And they're an angel, and they're modest, and they're short, and they're quiet, and they're elegant, and that's you, pile one. That's you, pile one. So, but by the end of the week, the other thing I get is that you might be kind of closing off your heart a little bit. You might be a little defensive because you might have a lot of mind over heart kind of confliction because someone was trying to steal your idea, or someone was trying to come forth as if they knew like what you knew from the very beginning. And I know how that feels. It sucks. But you are good, pile one, and I'll tell you that this person that's coming to your defense, and it's one of 6, by the way. There are 5 other people who might have been a little bit weaker energy, but there is one person. There's one person who's really tall and who looks at you as if you're elegant and as smart as hell and as if you're an angel on earth. This person knows your worth and is like, no, whoever's trying to steal your idea or your ideals, no, screw that. This person had it first. You have someone coming to your defense, and gosh, guys, pile one, that's gorgeous energy. You've got good around you, and I'm so proud for that. But okay, guys, so that's pile number 1, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move into pile number 2. Again, I am really tired. I'm so tired, guys, but let's go ahead and we will move in to the next deck. Hey guys, so deck number 2, it is the Starseeker Tarot by the Van Mystic. I actually have this deck as a flip through video on my channel, so if you check out my playlist, you can look through the flip through. It's a beautiful Etsy creator. And the cardstock is so thick and so beautiful. So I am getting some cards here. This card was kind of coming up on top, so we're going to read it that way. And end of the week, please. I'm going to go with the top card. Please clarify the King of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and, as explained in the beginning of the video, we're going to see what's kind of like your ally. Oh my god, that flipped right out. We're going to see who is an ally to you this week, and we're going to get 2 of the who are they cards. Oh gosh, this is very clear. Behaviors. Wow. I'm seeing a lot of blue in that, so we'll go ahead and get right into it. But beginning of the week, we got the Chariot, which really talks about 2 opposing energies going in the same direction. I think by the beginning of the week, like over the weekend and into Monday, you're really ready to start the week off strong, is what I'm kind of getting. The other thing is that I get kind of like, I always see kind of a polarization with the Chariot. I'm seeing the Page of Swords, yeah. So I'm really getting like you bringing together 2 worlds. Yeah, we've got the Magician. We got 2 majors there. So you're really manifesting like you're trying to bring together 2 elements. You're trying to bring together, it could be 2 worlds, you know, it could be work and family. It could be, you know, two relationships, maybe between family and spouse, or, but what I'm really getting is you're trying to channel like all of your, you feel like you're living in two worlds. That's what I kind of see when I see the Chariot, but I feel like those two worlds are moving straight forward, you know, like maybe you have a day job, but then you have a separate family life, and both of them are going in the same direction. Or maybe you have like a goal for your career path, and maybe your day job and what you do as the side hustle is actually starting to coincide and propel you forward, right? Your magician, the magician really talks about manifesting a lot of change using the elements that you already have, using the income that you already have, using the resources that are already available to you, right? So that's really, really positive. Now, by the beginning, in the middle of the week, you got the Page of Pentacles and you got the Knight of Cups. I think by the middle of the week, pile two, you're really excited. You might be learning a lot by the middle of the week. The other thing is that the Knight of Cups really talks about following. It's like going on adventures, following your heart. And you see this kind of knight seeing like the tail of something. And I always think of kind of like a mermaid, right? You know, if you've ever seen the movie Splash, you know, you talk about the kids saw the tail of a mermaid, right? And I think by the middle of the week, you might see something that piques your interest. That's what I really get. You see something and it's such a little sign. And I get the feeling like it's a natural sign. By the middle of the week, you see some kind of natural sign. It could be a bird. It could be a flower. It could be a mermaid tail that has you wanting to research. And it's in a very novice way, like it's in like a childlike way, like you're not an expert on this, but you saw something that really kind of piqued your interest and you want to learn more. Now by the end of the week, we have the Five of Pentacles and we got the King of Pentacles. So here we have a little bit of a poverty conscience. Like maybe, you know, money might be a little scarce, or you might be feeling a little broke. You might be feeling a little left out of the cold. Like again, you know, maybe you have friends who are kind of not ignoring you, but you just kind of feel like you're not in the mainstream, right? By the end of the week, it feels a little bit down and out. And crowning that, you have the King of Pentacles. So I kind of read this two ways. In both of these cards, you see kind of like a tree, right? You see a tree imagery. So one way I can kind of read this is that you might be kind of down and out. You might be between pay periods. You might not be really financially strong, but you're appearing that way. That's one way that I can read that. And you can be a woman or a man in that energy. So you might be kind of, you know, you might be low on funds. You might really be budgeting a lot. It might be every penny counts towards the end of the week. But on the outside, you look like you have it all together, right? The other thing is I really get a kind of a teacher vibe from this. You know, teachers have very low salaries. They don't get paid very much. The other thing is that teachers really put a lot of their income towards feeding people. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but teachers pay for their own resources in their classroom, like all of the paper, all of the decrement in their classrooms. Also, I'll just be the first to say it, and it might be controversial, and I don't care. I don't get any profit from my channels, so I'm allowed to say what I want. But you know what? Teachers pay to feed students a lot of the time. There are children who come to class who have not had breakfast, who have not had lunch, who can't afford that. And teachers will, out of their own income, which is very minor to begin with, will pay for like protein bars or pay for lunches for students that can't afford it. So I kind of feel like by the end of the week, that might be kind of your vibe. You know, you don't have a lot to give, but you're willing, you know, because you know. And again, the King of Pentacles is a very affluent, it's a lot of tarot readers refer to it as the daddy's home kind of vibe. You might be, even though you have no money, You might be giving your last dollar to help someone else by the end of the week. And I'm not staunchly religious. I'm not staunchly Christian. I was raised Lutheran. But there is a table. Sorry, there's an alarm going off on a car outside. That turned off. So maybe this is an important point because we just had like an emphasis on that outside of my window. But one thing that I always think of is there's a Bible verse, and I'll try to post it, but it talks about, when you go to church on Sunday and they pass around the contribution plate, like where it's always a gold or bronze plate that says, "Hey, can you give some kind of financial or fiscal contribution to the church to help others?" That donation, and there's a verse in the Bible, and I always think of the Six of Pentacles card in tarot when I think of this. It talks about, giving to others when you have more than enough to give to others. And the funny thing is, if you have an expendable income, like money is no issue to you. If you give $50 or $100 and you feel no impact from that, unfortunately that's in kind of an entitled mindset. $50, you feel no impact from that. But if you are struggling and you're working and you're impacted by pandemics and everything else, and you only have $1 to your name, but you put that dollar in the communion plate to give to others, it's my last dollar. And that's what I'm feeling, pile 2, is I feel like by the end of the week, you're giving your last dollar to someone else. You're buying something for someone else, even though it might mean that you have to kind of tighten your belt. You might not eat as normally as you normally do. You might have to pay your electric bill right on the day that it's due. You might be kind of strapped. But by giving that money to someone else, you're helping someone more than yourself. And that's what I'm getting, guys, is that you are a freaking King of Pentacles. You can be a woman in that energy. You can be a man in that energy. But by you giving your last dollar, you are contributing more spiritually. And there is a Bible. Honestly, guys, if you know that Bible verse, please put it in the comments section. I would be very honored if you do that. You can do it anonymously. You can also send it to me through my email address. It's soulsymbols.yt for YouTube. So it's soulsymbols.yt@gmail.com. If you want to send me that, it's a Bible verse that speaks of, if it's your last dollar and it's the only dollar you have, it's so much more valuable than if you have an expendable income. And that's not to call out anybody who is affluent. That's not the purpose of this. If you have money to give and you are a philanthropist, God bless you, because that's wonderful. You're giving the excess of your income to people who need it. But if it is really your last dollar, or if it means you kind of eating differently for the next week in order to help others who are worse off than you are right now, that is a blessing. And it's really beautiful. And there's a Bible verse about that. And again, I'm not staunchly religious, but I'm kind of feeling that by the end of the week. It's almost like you and your knowledge that other people are more worse off than you are. You would be willing to give your last dollar and, eat kind of frugally for the next 3 days in order to help someone else. And here, your oracle card is really telling, because here we got teacher, the ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. And then the shadow attribute is manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits. I really get the positive from this. The other thing is, in all of these pictures, I'm kind of seeing like a vest or like a cardigan. Pile 2, I hate to say it this way, but you look like a teacher. You look like at least this week you look like a teacher. Maybe you're dressing very like collegiate this week. I don't know. Not even collegiate, but you're looking very, you can be a male or a woman in this reading, but you know what? I've had people tell me, like when I dress up, they're like, oh my God, you look like a teacher. You know, which I don't take as an insult because my great-grandmother was a teacher. My grandmother was a teacher. My mother works in healthcare and she has always been a teacher to me. So I take the term teacher as an incredible compliment. You know, if you're relaying knowledge to other people, if you're helping other people, if you're giving your last dollar in order to help others, you are a teacher. You are a teacher. And I'm seeing books, and I'm seeing cardigans, you know, I'm seeing sweater vests, and it's beautiful in this picture. She has like a little world that's like the pin. I don't know if you're wearing some kind of like undershirt that has a pin at the collar and then a vest over it. And I'm sorry, I have another channel that talks about environment, organic clothing, and that's really bomb. I'm sorry. I kind of think Anne of Green Gables. I know that sounds crazy, but Anne of Green Gables, she was very close to her teacher. And that's actually the same role that my great-grandmother played. She was in a schoolhouse at the turn of the century, and I know she liked belts, and not to sound funny, but the aesthetic that you see there is just very like kind of period, you know, but what I see there is that I think I see only the light attribute. I'm not really seeing the shadow attribute here. The other thing I get is that this person, you might be influenced by some kind of teacher. This could be a person. It doesn't have to be a formal teacher. Like, you don't have to be enrolled in school. It might be someone who's really influencing your decisions. Someone that you think is scholarly. This is coming through. I'm sorry. I'm hearing the voice that says someone that you think is a PhD. And that's crazy. I have a bachelor's. I don't have a PhD, but, you know, I would love to have that. I would be honored to have that. But someone that looks at you like you're a teacher. But the other thing I get is that I think that a lot of teachers sacrifice a lot of worldly kind of things. Like, I remember in college, you know, I had several college professors of my early courses, like my 101 and 201 classes, that were working like 3 jobs, had 2 children. They were making base income, but they would still devote a portion of their salary to pay for lunches for other people, to encourage the education of others. And that's what I'm getting here, guys. And God, pile 2, can I be you when I grow up? Because that's such an altruistic goal. That's beautiful. The other thing I get is that, first off, blue eyes really kind of popped out, and adventurous. So whoever this teacher is, and actually I'm seeing a lot of the blue in the globe, you know, this person might be a globetrotter. Whoever you're looking up to might have blue eyes, or this person is freaking adventurous. Like, this person, whoever that is, you know, I'm almost seeing like those videos of oh my gosh, who is that lady who there's a lot of teachers that have traveled the globe, and they've done so on like a 0 budget. Like, literally they backpacked across Europe. They had no money, but the education that they got, you know, that's what I'm kind of getting from you, is that maybe you're in a time of your life where you're really giving to others, and if it makes you a little bit down and out for one weekend, for 1 week, you don't care, as long as it helps others, as long as it educates others. You're adventurous that way. The other thing is, I get your So I do get the sense that pile 2, you're either being influenced by a teacher with blue eyes who's very adventurous. It doesn't necessarily have to be blue eyes, but it might be light eyes. But this person might dress kind of matronly, you know, kind of traditionally, like turn of the century is what I'm kind of getting. And I am getting like Anne of Green Gables. Gosh, I wish I will look up the name of Anne's teacher in that book, but she was such a beautiful influence. And that's what teachers do. I've had like 3 teachers in my life that were just, you know, oh my gosh. I would say the names on this channel, but if you follow me personally, you know who you are. You know who you are. My art teacher in high school, my art teacher, oh my gosh. It seems like it's all art, but gosh, I am so grateful for you. I'm so grateful you opened my mind. And maybe you're having your mind opened, or maybe you're opening the mind of others, but God bless you. God, universe bless pile number 2, because you have someone who is opening up the floodgates of what you can teach others and what you are letting into your psyche, because that scarcity mindset will not last forever. You might be having a little bit more of a frugal holiday season. It might be a little bit more penny pinching, but that's going to go away really quick. The other thing I get is that you might have to turn to someone who might help you out. Like you might have to turn to a father or a grandfather or someone who's more financially stable. But this person knows that it's a good investment because they're giving you money to help span your education, and that's going to take you really far. So either way, pile 2, oh my gosh. You know, I usually pick pile 2 a lot of the time, and so, you know, gosh, that's awesomeness, because it's very, I have a lot of planets in the 9th house or Sagittarius. It's like that, you know, it's like explore, you know, find new meaning in everything, everyday things. But all right, guys, so pile number 3, which is the Jane Austen Tarot. I'm going to try not to go like a million years on this deck because I can. Jane Austen, I'm an English major, and God, I love this deck. And look, yeah, you see this deck is like trying to like spew out everywhere. All right, we also have the double pearl, which is a natural double pearl that I got at the beach. Represent. All right, so we're going to go with this first card. Okay. Lord of Coins. We got that in the 3rd position in the 2nd deck. Emperor. Holy crap. Please clarify the Emperor. You've got the stars. You got a man. If you're a woman watching this, you got a man who's trying to help you, trying to come in. All right, end of the deck. If you are a man, you are the man. Deck number 3. Okay, and so deck number 3, position 3. Let's see. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. Okay, please clarify end of the week for deck number 3. Sorry guys, I'm trying to be serious. I'm really tired. Okay, this was flipping. Holy crap, Lola. You got 2 kings. Okay, please. All right. Okay, please clarify the Lord of Coins. Holy crap, Lola. Deck number 3, if you got, like, if you are dating, oh my God. Oh shit. Sorry. This been here is forever 18. Damn, deck 3. The Hermit. Yeah, the Hermit. Alright, so end of the week. Please clarify the 4 candlesticks, because that can be freaking marriage. Alright. Oh shit. Oh God. I keep getting Hermit and the Fool. Okay, a Lord of Coins. Please clarify. Please give me one. I know we've gotten a shit ton of cards, but Ace of Candlesticks, Lord of Coins. Okay. Okay, the Fool in reverse. Oh shit, this has come out like 4 times. It's not funny. It's not funny. Oh, damn goodness. I am curious, deck number 3. Holy frioles. Please tell me. Okay, who's the influential person? Because we got like, I've seen the Emperor come up, the Empress come up, the King and Queen of Wands. Okay, please, who's your ally? Deck 3. Okay. And again, we kind of have the Hermit coming out. I'm going to take both cards because I am drawn to, and I am tired as all get out. I'm sorry, guys. If I sound really lethargic, I apologize. I've slept all day, and I've had like 2 cups of coffee, and I'm tired. And so I'm not normally like this. I'm really not. I know my voice sounds slow. All right, Hermit and Prostitute, please. Okay. Male. Handsome. Damn. All right, pile 3. Thin lips. All right. Just for the record, outside my window, I do hear someone kind of crying. I do live next door. I live in a townhome complex, but right next door there's a apartment complex, and I do see a lot of kids come in and out, and I do hear someone who's kind of crying. So I'm sorry, I kind of feel like that kind of plays into your reading, pile 3. You might have a child who's involved in this, and it's almost like your concern is for the welfare of the child, just to throw that out there. Beginning of the week, we have the Lord of Coins, which is the King of Pentacles. And in Jane Austen, that is, oh gosh, there's a character who represents the Lord of Coins, and he's a very respectable character. And underneath it, we have the Ace of the Ace of Candlesticks, which is the Ace of Wands. And underneath it, we have the Fool in reverse. Underneath that, we have the Maiden of Quills, which is the Page of Quills, and the Hermit. So, quite honestly, guys, we have someone there is a very affluent man. There's an affluent man, someone who has money, someone who is like daddy's home, like who could really, this person could support a home and a family. This person is strong. It's a foundation. This is someone who, like, if this person popped up on Match.com, it would be like, you know, and the crazy thing is, in today's society, I've seen so many videos, and I know it sounds crazy, but there's so many videos that are just like, oh, well, I need someone to support me. What about someone who really understands you? Someone that you really feel a symbiance with? You know, that's the most important thing, right? That you could live life with this person. I feel like this is a Colonel Brandon. There you go. King of Coins is Colonel Brandon. If you've ever watched Jane Austen, holy crap. Colonel Brandon, who has gone through heartache. He has suffered. He has lost loves in his life. And then later on in his life, it's almost like the universe and karma in a very... The universe and karma knows that if you have ever suffered, that they're going to give you what you deserve. If you have done the work, if you have done the soul work, if you've done the shadow work, they will bring you what you deserve. And I feel like if you are a woman, you have someone who has been through a lot of shit. And these videos are over 18s, and I make no profit from them, so I'm going to go ahead and say the word shit. There is a male that has been through a lot of shit. He's been through a lot of heartache. He's been through a lot of loss. He feels a passion for you. but it feels like it's like a false start, like things cannot begin yet. It feels like either you or him or both of you, I'm really kind of getting like it's you. You might be pulled in within yourself, because we got the Hermit and we got the Maiden of Quills. So, and it's funny, you know, these two cards being next to each other, the Hermit is really like taking your sweet time. Like, I need a break. I need a time out. And you might be only texting this person. You might have someone who's really burning a flame for you, but you're only texting them, or you're pulling back and saying, I need some time. You're leaning back. Lean back. What song is that? Lean back. Like, I'm hearing a rap song that talks about, like, I'm not engaged right now. I need some time. And the other thing I get is that this person is mature enough to understand that if you lean back, they lean back. And so you have someone who's very understanding of that. I also get the sense that you might be either emotionally a little bit, I'm not going to say immature, but I think you know your emotions, but I think you're just at that time where it's like, I need more time. I can't, you're in hermit mode. Like, if you press me to make a decision right now, I'm going to tell you no. And it's because you're not ready to start anything new right now. But this person's really burning for you. You have a mature person that's over the weekend and in the beginning of the week, you have a mature person that's really got a fire for you, but you're leaning back. You're pulled within yourself. You're in your library. The other thing is, I get you that you're doing really intellectual things. Like, this person's really burning a flame for you, and you're just kind of like, yeah, let me research that research topic that I've been meaning to for like 12 years. You're doing your own thing, pile 3. You're doing your own thing, and you're doing it almost kind of a little obliviously. Gosh, pile 3, you're very attractive. Can I just put it out there? You're very attractive, pile 3, and you don't even realize your own attraction. Like, you have people in queue for you. You have people in queue for you. And definitely over the beginning of the week, you might even have people asking you out. You might have a few sexting conversations. And can I just put it out there? I'm sorry, I shouldn't put this on the internet. I did have a few texting conversations with like, hey, and I'm just like, no. And it's not shutting down the person. It's not that I find the other person unattractive. It's like, I just don't want to start anything right now. It's just like, no, I'm sorry. No, thank you. And it's not to be rude. It's not to be disrespectful. It's just like, no, I want to do my own thing. You want to do your own thing, pile 3. The other thing I get is you're really freaking spiritual. The other thing I get, pile 3, holy crap, this is really coming in strong. From the outside, people think that you're really immature. They're like, oh, you're shutting me down. You know, it's funny. From the outside, you look like, oh, you're just frivolous. You're painting art. You're doing this, blah, 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 blah. Based on your post, you look like you're just kind of airbrained or scatterbrained. But underneath the surface, you are studying some serious shit, pile number 1. And the funny thing is, anyone who knows you, pile 3, I'm sorry, I said pile number 1. That was a typo. Pile number 3, anyone who says, you know, from the outside, the public posts on your Facegram, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, you know, there's a funny TikTok that's like in your Instaface, your Faceagram. However you roll, whatever you post on, people from the outside might think that you're a little like pneumatic, like a little airbrained. But the funny thing is, under the freaking surface, you are deep as shit. And you will, in pile 3, you won't even put it the hashtag of woke because you think that doesn't describe it. You're deeper than that. You're not just woke, you know. You know, pile 3. And the funny thing is, the people who actually approach you, they know how unwoke you are. When they actually have a few conversations, like, damn, this person's hermiting. This person is like the depth of the ocean. You've seen the movie Abyss. You've seen, it's like the trench. What is it? There's a trench that is the deepest part of the ocean, where there are some water animals. There are some fish, like lanternfish. There's some fish that resides, and it's called the something trench. I'll put the name up on the screen, but there's something trench, which is the deepest part of the ocean. That's where you're at, pile 3. And it's funny, from the outside, you put kind of this face on, you put this mask on to kind of keep out people who aren't serious. But the people who actually get close enough to you to know, well, damn, this person's not engaging in superficial relationships because they got a shit ton of stuff going on underneath the surface. And if I even endeavor to go that deep, I will have my mind blown. That's you, pile 3. That is you, pile 3. And you might have some heavy hitters approaching you, though. That's the thing, pile 3. You got some heavy hitters. You got a freaking Colonel Brandon. You got and I'm sorry, I warned you in the beginning of the video, the Jane Austen deck I can read the hell into. But deck number 3, the King of Coins, Colonel Brandon, he understood Marianne Dashwood. But the thing is, Marianne Dashwood, even though she was young, she was passionate. She had so much soul. It was like, take me on. Take on me. Like, seriously, like, can you handle this? And even though he was older and had experienced heartbreak, it's kind of like, you know what? Do you really want to take us on? And that's what I kind of get here, guys, is that I'm getting a strong sense like you're the Marianne Dashwood. From the outside, people think that you're kind of naive and don't know what you're getting into, but this Colonel Brandon character is really burning a flame for you. They want to meet with you. They want to have interactions. They might be offering interactions, but you're in hermit mode. You're pulling away. You don't want any new starts right now. Honestly, if you're watching this at the time the video posts, it could be because of current events, and I'll just come out and say it because, freaking Omicron and other shit. Pardon my French, but you might not want to interact with people. And the funny thing is, people might think that you're kind of stupid and, kind of naive, but this person knows, like, holy crap. This girl looks like she's just kind of, she might look like she's just kind of artistic and blasé, but she's got she understands. She understands the assignment. She understands the assignment. Oh my God, I'm channeling TikTok. Oh my God. Gosh, guys, I am so freaking tired. I've been drinking water and tea. But you got someone who's looking at you. And this person is a mature person, and they understand what you bring to the table. And the funny thing is, all the rest of your social media might think that it's kind of superficial and surface level, but they get it. They get it. The other thing they get is that you understand the assignment. Like, you get it. And you're not trying to start anything right now. It might be like, I mentioned in the beginning of my video, in January, I'm going to be taking a hiatus. The entire month of January 2022, I'm not going to be filming any videos. I'm pulling back. I'm going straight hermit. I'm having a sabbatical. I'm going to take time to do whatever I feel like doing, and I'm not going to post on any social media. And this person, this Colonel Brandon character, because the other thing is, in the Jane Austen movies, and especially the PBS movies, like the actual BBC kind of rendition of Jane Austen, Sense and Sensibility, has a beautiful rendition where they talk about how Colonel Brandon understands that Mary Ann pulls back. Like, she's been hurt. She's a deep character. She's a spiritual character. And if she needs times to recoup, he's not going to push. He will let her have space. And actually, in that movie, in the BBC version of Sense and Sensibility, that they talk about how it's almost like the tamer. It's almost like a horse whisperer. You know, you show the wild animal kindness and you back off. And I get that that's what you're kind of getting in the beginning of the week. Now, by the middle of the week, you got two majors. Holy free holies, guys. And you got the 5 of coins. I think in the middle of the week, you have an emperor and you have the stars. So I kind of read this one of two ways. You might be kind of getting over an emperor kind of energy. You might be getting over either kind of a CEO or some kind of influence in your life. Like, you know, and this is also Marianne Dashwood. It's like kind of, she gets almost gravely ill, but she's able to survive the illness, you know, through the night. And just to throw it out there, if you're watching this at the time the video posts, and I do not mean to be controversial, please do not flag me for being controversial. But if you are suffering from any of the illnesses that are plaguing our current environment, I wish you well. I wish you health. And it might be kind of that energy. The other thing is the Emperor is a real father-like energy. So you might have a father around you. You might have someone who's helping you get through the night with their support. The other thing I kind of get is that Colonel Brandon, this really plays into it because Colonel Brandon, when Marianne Dashwood was trying to get over the fever, like she caught a fever from trying to get over Willoughby, he was with her every step of the way. So that might be kind of the energy by the middle of the week. You might have someone who's very silently by your side helping you get through the fever of getting over something that's kind of toxic for you. And that might be kind of occurring this week. Now, by the end of the week, we've got the King of Wands, or the King of Candlesticks, which is in Austen, that is Captain Wentworth. And then underneath it, we have the 4 of Candlesticks. And then underneath it, we have the Devil. So what I get here, and it's crazy, underneath all of this, we have the Lady of Candlesticks. We have a pair. We have, by the end of the week, you are dealing with a King and Queen of Wands. And I really get the sense like you're the Queen of Wands. And then you've got the 8 of Coins and you've got the Lovers. I think by the end of the week, this really feels like some kind of, trial of faith when it comes to relationships, guys. I really feel like you feel like there's someone who's kind of like a Willoughby, like this really charismatic kind of lover dynamic at the end of the week. The other thing I get is that it's quite possible this might become some kind of marriage, some kind of commitment that feels kind of detrimental with the Devil. It feels like being chained to someone. But this person, with it being 2 wands, it really does kind of feel like there's a lot of chemistry there. There's a lot of sexual chemistry. There's a lot of passion. Maybe you have passion towards the same goals. But the problem is it does feel like I'm seeing 4 cards and 2 majors. The Devil is about being chained to something. It's about being committed to something against your will. The 4 of Candlesticks is about marriage. It's about having a household. The other thing is the 8 of Coins is about working towards something. And the Lovers really talks about like a sexual dynamic. Actually, the Devil and the Lovers really, they're parallels of each other. They're the light and shadow attributes of being in some kind of commitment. I think by the end of the week, I think that you're more willing to comply to something. Like, I think, you know what I'm hearing is I'm hearing vows. I'm hearing wedding vows, like in sickness and in health, in better for worse, you know? And the crazy thing is, I think this week might be for better or for worse. You know, there might be nights where someone might be sick through the night and you might not really feel like you want to be there for all the nasty, but that's your goal. You know, you're there to be for the other person and the other person's there for you. But one thing I do see is that it's taking some kind of work. though, you know. It's taking some kind of effort. You know, you're adhering to those vows. The other thing I get is that if you are a male watching this, because I do have you have the King of Coins in the beginning of the week, you have the Emperor in the middle of the week, and you have the King of Wands at the end of the week. That really tells me that there's a strong masculine influence here. If you're watching this, if you're a female watching this, you have some kind of male in your life that is he calls the shots, you know. If you're feeling sick, if you're puking in the toilet, whatever, if he calls the ambulance or if he takes care of you yourself, that's what you're leaning on, right? That's and it might feel like a little shackled, like, okay, I'm reliant on this person to take care of me. Now, if you're a man watching this, I really get the feeling like you might be trying to pull away from someone, like you want to be there for someone, but the problem is it feels a little bit like you're handcuffed to this person, like you have to work on it. The other thing I get is if you're a man watching this person really knows how to manipulate you sexually. Like, they know how to please you in bed. They might know how to get you off. But other than that, they have really nothing else to offer you. And that's how they kind of keep you trapped. And I hate to say it that way, but I gotta kind of call it the way I see it. The other thing is that we pull two cards, and we have Hermit and we have Prostitute. Hermit seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. And that's what I'm really getting from the Fool in reverse. It's almost like, and you have the Hermit again here in the beginning of the week. You just want to be alone to kind of figure this stuff out. You don't want to be influenced by anyone. But when Prostitute is next to it, accentuates the challenge of surviving, negotiating the power of spirit, and the negative is places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. You might be reliant on someone, pile number 3. You might be reliant on someone, like someone's income or the public perception that they give of you, the way that you look being with this person might be of a considerable consideration. And if you cut ties with that, if you pull away from that, it might hurt you. And here we have 3 characteristics. We have people pleaser, handsome, and thin lips. Now, it's funny, thin lips I'm really kind of getting with the other person. Or it could be with the masculine. It's funny, with all 3 masculines, I'm kind of seeing thinner lips. But then with the feminine, I'm seeing fuller lips. I hate to say it this way, but pile 3, the appearances might be really important. The way people see you, and you might be complying to the status quo. You might want to pull into yourself and pull away from whatever influence, because it might feel kind of negative. You might feel like the prostitute in this situation. I hate to say it that way, but you might feel like you're selling out. You're selling out, like you want to be alone. You want to think about the situation. You want to think about how it's affecting you emotionally, but you can't pull away because it would take money away from you, or people might think, you know what I'm getting is people might think ill of you. And that's what I get from people pleaser and handsome. You want to come across as looking like, and gosh knows, guys, think about social media. How many celebrities, and beautiful celebrities, people who have tons of potential, have stayed in bad marriages. They've stayed in bad commitments. They've prostrated themselves into agreements with both film companies and God knows whatever else for a certain image that's projected in social media and online. And it's not them, and it's not what they believe in, but they keep up with it because they don't want anyone to think bad of them for pulling away or doing what they really, in their heart of hearts, know to be the right thing to do. That's what I'm kind of getting. The other thing I get is thin lips. I'm almost kind of reading as like not being willing to talk. the other thing is you have quite a few masculines here, and you have quite a few dynamic masculines. You have a masculine that really controls finances. You have another masculine that really controls public persona. It might be that you might be hesitant to come out, and you got a freaking emperor here. That's a CEO. You might not want to come out and say anything because you might not want retribution. You know, if you put a toe in the wrong direction, someone might call you out, or someone might cut off some kind of resources to you. And so you're staying in people pleaser mode. But the other thing I get from Thin Lips, I both read this two ways. First off, I might read this as the person that you're with might have thin lips, and the person that you want to be with has full lips, and you miss the full lips. And I don't know where that's coming from. The other thing is thin lips is kind of like biting your lips together or biting your tongue. And again, that kind of plays into people pleaser, where you just want to look the part. You don't want to go against the grain. You want to stay with the status quo. So by the end of the week, you might stay with the farce. That's what I'm kind of getting. The other thing I kind of get is that I get that this Queen of Candlesticks is really working. She's working to retain the relationship, but it feels a little bit manipulative. And honestly, guys, this might be a marriage. Because we see two counterparts. We see the Four of Candlesticks and we see the Lovers. That really talks about a commitment, talks about marriage. But the Devil really kind of throws a wrench in that says someone might be trying to get their agenda across. And that can be work related. I'm really getting more relationship related. And especially with there being two kings and one emperor. You might be a father. That's the other thing I'm kind of getting. You do kind of see a baby in this, but you might be trying to work towards the commitment because there are stakes in it. But there's two hermits in this, and I really get the sense like you're trying not to sell yourself out, pile 3. You're trying to do the right thing, but you're not trying to sell yourself out. But you are being the people pleaser. The other thing is with handsome and thin lips, I feel like you're biting your tongue in order to look good in the public eye, and that feels inauthentic. And the one thing about the Lord of Candlesticks is he's always authentic. Even if it's ugly, he will tell his truth because he's the Lord. He's the King of Wands, right? But that's what I have for you, pile number 3. And of course, I had to preface it. Anytime it's Jane Austen, I read way into it. So, but that was a very prophetic reading. I hope everyone has a really good week. And again, as we're going forward, we're only 1 month out. We have about 4 more weeks of the weekly energy card reading, and then I will be discontinuing it for a while so I can take a break. But I thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a good week. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.